Okay, y'all. So we on about, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. We on the 6th one, and it's 10 minutes after 10. Cam's getting really good though. He knows exactly what to do, man. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to keep him through the winter, man. Even if we don't get a lot of work, man, I just need to find stuff for him to do at least 2 or 3 days a week. He don't need a 40-hour week. He just needs, you know, a few $100s a week, man. And I can do that. I can do that for him, man. But I can do that for him because I know it's going to pay dividends next year. Because he knows the properties. He knows what to do. I mean, he's a good kid, man. So grateful and thankful to have him out here for real. I said for real. I'll set the camera up over here on the mailbox. Y'all been over here 100 times. It ain't a big deal. So let me tell him what to do. So you guys just over here with me a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, well, about 2 weeks now. It's been about 3 weeks. So we're getting to the end of the leaves, and all these leaves right here, y'all know, I take them this way. And yeah, I just try to mulch them up. I'm not bagging nothing. I'm past the bagging. So y'all can see. And this is zoysia grass, and zoysia grass, it's real thick. You see how it's trying to stay kind of green? It goes dormant too, but not quite as hardcore as the Bermuda does. So yeah. All right, here we go. Y'all, so 1 o'clock, we're done. We did everything that I had to do today, and plus one that wasn't on the list. One of the rentals that one of my customers owns is empty, and he wanted me to go over there and hit it real quick. And it's in a pretty nice neighborhood, but man, it reminds me of why I hate being up in the neighborhoods where the houses are this far apart. I mean, there was no place to take the leaves or nothing, man. And yeah, I hate those. You know. Yeah. So I got a little bit of footage off of one yard that we did, and then the camera stayed on in the truck for an hour, and then the battery went dead, so I didn't get no more footage. I had to let the camera charge while me and Cam were coming home. So yeah, I'm just get ready for all this rain we got coming in, man. Cam did really good, like I was saying earlier, man. He's if he'll stick with it, he's gonna be a beast, man. He really is if he sticks with it. And he seems to be good with it, like, you know. But you know, a lot can change and stuff too. So and holler at my wife. Look like somebody's in her office with her, so maybe not. I don't really. I mean, we did. Me and Cam can do a lot of work, y'all, for real. Fast, man. But it's times like this that, you know, where it's gloomy and stuff, and you can't really do a lot of lawn work. That I miss the firewood. Because you can do firewood, rain, snow, sleet, or shine. I can remember having great big mountains of firewood at my house, like Chad's got over there. And that's a nice saw that he bought, that 500i. It's fuel injected. It's like, I mean, it's like 6.5 horsepower or something like that. That's a nice saw. He'll never have to buy another one. That's what I like about, you know, good equipment, period. Me and Chad think a lot alike on all that. You know, buy once, cry once. I don't like buying, you know, cheap chainsaws. Though some of them I hear are pretty good. I don't like buying cheap equipment, period. But you know, sometimes you have to. Everybody can't, you know, spend, you know, $1,700 on a chainsaw. And when Chad first started doing firewood, if he had told himself, I'm gonna buy, you know, a $2,000 chainsaw to do firewood, he probably would have told himself, and there ain't no way. But once you start making money with it, you know, making money at the firewood game, you can justify the expense. And there's a lot of things that Chad does right now at exactly where he's at in his age and everything. I was doing the exact same thing. It's almost eerie. We're so similar. I didn't stop. I started doing firewood I was probably around. Started doing it probably around 39, just dabbling with it, and then way into my 40s, all the way, probably for about 8 or 9 years. I was about 49 or so when I stopped doing firewood. But the only reason why I stopped is because all my firewood or, you know, wood connections ran out, and it requires, you know, well, you gotta do a lot of labor, and I didn't mind doing it. There was a time where I loved it. I had some property that I was working on, and I'd go out there, and I had everything set up out there, the log splitter, my old tractor, and I was pulling those logs down to where I could cut them up, and I'd spend, you know, 5 or 6 hours every day not making no money, just splitting firewood, stacking it up and all that. And then I would sell, you know, like 2 loads. But a load of firewood back then was only going for $120. I don't know what they go for now. I was making, you know, well, you got if as long as you don't have to pay for the wood. But I'd go out there to dude's property and get wood, split it, and everything. What is really not said in a lot of Firewood's videos, not Chad, but just in general, is the firewood game. You got to think way ahead of time so you'll have seasoned wood. So the wood that the fresh cut stuff that Chad is cutting now, that's next year's wood. The stuff that he's got piled up really high, that's this year's wood. And you got to stay ahead of the game. And so with that being said, the first year that you're doing it, you're not making nothing because you're just building up your stock so we can season. And then I got really good when I was doing firewood. I got really good at getting wood logs out of the woods that was on the ground that wasn't rotten. I got really good at that too, because this already been laying on the ground for a year or two. I dragged that crap out of the woods, and I got videos. I got pictures more than videos. I got some videos somewhere, probably on my older computer, where I was getting firewood hardcore. I would go out every day to that dude's land and spend 5 or 6 hours out there every day. And I come home with whatever trailer I had to be loaded down. In the very beginning, when I was doing firewood, I didn't know anything about it, right? I mean, you learn, but sometimes I miss doing firewood. One thing about firewood too, it'll keep your ass in shape. Big time. So we got big rain coming. I'm not gonna be able to do the skid job. I'm glad I got the crepe myrtles done the other day. That's all a part of a bigger job. But not being able to do the skid job this week, well, now I'm like, man, one thing I hate about splitting it up, and you never know, it might be 2 or 3 weeks before I can do the skid job over there. So my money's sitting in the street, for the crepe myrtles and all. It's all a part of one job. But I don't know. I'd rather have just done it all.